say to Mayor Pat, I'm positive we've never done a press conference quite like this. Although just a few years ago we were just in a canola field right over there, and all it was a canola field, and here we are today in relatively short order at another very important announcement today, a more important development. Welcome to the cabinet, my colleagues from the legislature that are here as well, the Minister of Transportation, Jim Ryder, the MLA for Cypress Hills, who's also the chair of the Global Transportation Hub. Wayne Elhart has joined us. Bill Hutchinson is a Minister of Tourism, Culture, Parks and Sport. The MLA for Regina South has joined us as well. Chris Tell, MLA for Regina Wascana. Chris, welcome. Good to see you. And of course, we want to say to Mayor Fiacco, thank you again for the ongoing partnership. And we know you're joined by councillors as well today. I think Councillor Murray, Hutchinson, and O'Donnell, I think, are here. And if I've missed any, I apologize. And a special welcome to CP's 16th president and CEO, Fred Green. The second president of the CPR was Sir William Cornelius Van Horn. His name is on a few of those cars, I think. He was the man who opened the West, who was there building the railway and really pioneering in so very many ways in terms of transportation in Western Canada and in the world. And he said this: the biggest things are always the easiest because there's no competition. Well, this is a big thing today that we're announcing, that we're celebrating, that we're marking. So is the Global Transportation Hub, and there is competition with other transportation interests here and abroad, and so it's important that we would have the support and the presence of CP in a brand new intermodal facility to make the Global Transportation Hub what it is going to be, what it is already. This 130-year-old company, CPR, is breaking new ground. It is helping the West continue its spectacular growth. You know, on the 2nd of May, 1881, a crew of 7,600 men and 1,700 teams of horses began laying track in Portage la Prairie, Manitoba. They arrived in Moose Jaw in July, and they were at Maple Creek by the end of the season. In the first decade of CPR's history, those tracks brought 900,000 settlers from around the world to Saskatchewan and to the prairies of Canada. CPR, our railways, brought the world to Saskatchewan, and now 130 years later, the CPR is bringing Saskatchewan to the world, and the world wants Saskatchewan. The world today and emerging economies are seeking energy security, they're seeking food security, and we can offer that in great proportion. But it's obviously important that logistically we can get there from here. India, with a population of 1.2 billion people, most of it young and middle class, a growing middle class, is expected to be by 2050 the third largest economy in the world. China occupies an area 3 times the size of India and 3 times the wealth, and also with a growing middle class. Saskatchewan exported $460 million worth of agri-food products to China in 2009 and $460 million to India. Saskatchewan and its new West provincial partners, Alberta and British Columbia, account for 72% of the canola seed imports into China, of all of their imports, 76% of the canola imports into China, 43% of pea imports, 14% of wheat and barley imports as well. As you know, Saskatchewan accounts for 67% of the world's lentil exports, 56% of the world's pea exports. These numbers are amazing. 25% of the world's mustard seed exports come from this province. Saskatchewan's exports to India accounted for 40% of Canada's total exports to that growing country. 57% of Bangladesh's imports from Canada come from the province of Saskatchewan. It is vital that we continue to build that relationship. It's vital that we create here in Saskatchewan the Saskatchewan advantage. That means a plan to keep taxes competitive. That means a plan to pay off some debt. That means fiscal probity, and it means infrastructure. It means this government partnering with the City of Regina to build, I think, one of the most important economic development projects in our province for a generation because of what will happen here at the Global Transportation Hub and what is already happening. And so I want to say to CPR, thank you. Thank you for your continued support and interest in growing and building the West. Thank you in particular for this project and what it will mean to the Saskatchewan Advantage, to us solidifying a position in the world of being truly a leader. The job numbers came out today. The lowest unemployment rate in the country is, in terms of a major city, is the city of Regina. The lowest unemployment rate of all the provinces is Saskatchewan. We've got to keep that momentum going. That's what days like today are all about. And if we're going to go from 45,000 containers to over 200,000 containers, that sounds to me like new jobs in construction and maybe, Mr. Green, new jobs in operations down the road. We welcome this investment, and it's just great to be here this morning. Thanks very much.